Hey everyone, I'm Sugandha and you're watching Ready with HR and I hope so you all are well and this is session 11. This is day 11 actually of this 15 days HR workshop. This is HR data analysis and interpretation. Let's have a quick recap of this 15 days workshop from day 1 to day 10. You can skip this 2 minutes recap and then you can straight away go to this HR data analysis and interpretation. But yes, I'll request you to check this recap so that if you have missed any day, any session, then you can check that from the pinned comment. All these sessions are available. Okay, so let's have a quick recap. On day 1 we have discussed about the introduction to HR, what is HR, why we are talking about this HR so much, and yes, what are the key functions related to HR. Next, on day 2 we have discussed about how we can align HR goals with organizational strategy. That is important. What is organizational strategy means how in different HR strategies we can align HR goals. Next, on day 3 we have discussed about the recruitment planning and strategy, how we can plan the recruitment, what all strategy we can use, what is job analysis and what is job description, how we can draft good job description, how we can analyze job. Okay, on day 4 we have discussed about how we can source and attract talent, that is effective sourcing and attracting talent, what all interviewing techniques we can use to interview the candidates, and what all selection processes are there which makes our hiring effective, efficient, or on day 5 we have discussed about the diversity and inclusion. This is really a trending topic, so we have discussed what is diversity, what is inclusion, and how we can talk about this in collaboration. Next, on day 6 we have discussed about employee onboarding and employee engagement. What is employee onboarding and what is employee engagement? On day 7 we have discussed about the performance management and feedback process. There we have discussed about the performance appraisal methods as well. On day 8 we have discussed about learning and development. What is learning, what is development, is it similar to training and development? Okay, on day 9 we have discussed about the employee relations and conflict resolution. What is employee relation and how we can resolve the conflicts of employees on consistent basis without being biased. On day 10 we have discussed about the HR metrics and analytics, and yes, this is what all metrics are there, and this is HR data analysis today and interpretation. We're going to discuss this. So let's get started with this HR data analysis. Make sure to subscribe this channel if you're watching me for the very first time, and do hit that cute notification bell icon so that you could get my updates later on as well, right? So yes, this involves systematic examination of human resources data to derive meaningful insights and inform decision making process within an organization. Yes, this is a systematic examination. We have so much data related to human resource, and if we will not examine it systematically, then yes, we will not be able to get a proper decision. Okay, we won't be able to make proper decision. So it it involves the collection, processing, analysis and interpretation of HR related data to understand trends, patterns and correlations, ultimately driving strategic HR initiatives. So we must explore each aspect in detail. So this is data collection. First is data collection. We have to gather relevant HR data from various sources, including we can say HRIS, that is human resource information systems, performance management systems, employee surveys, recruitment platforms, and yes, payroll records and other organizational databases. Yes, obviously when we are talking about certain thing, like if we have to take decision regarding payroll, then yes, obviously we would be taking payroll records and other records like attrition or something. Okay, yes, we will relate. We won't be taking all the data and then we are choosing one domain and then we are deciding upon it. No, that won't be there. This is just, we are talking about data collection. So yes, whenever we want to take decision for a specific domain, then yes, we have to first of all decide what kind of data we require, right? And this is data cleaning and preparation. Cleans and pre-process the data to ensure accuracy, consistency and completeness. This is important. We have to remove duplicates, handle missing values, and yes, standardize formats and validate data integrity. It can't be like we are taking one data in the form of numbers and one data in the form of words. It can't be, right? Obviously, when we are talking about data, it's in numbers, but it could be like we are not, comparing the data properly. We have not standardized the data actually properly. Standardized formats are not there. Okay, if we are talking about one kind of data in lakhs, and the we are comparing it with a data which is in two numbers. So yes, this is not a standardized format. We have to make a standardized format. We have to decide a standardized format, and then yes, that data is ready. Okay. Next is descriptive analytics. Now use descriptive statistical techniques to summarize and describe HR data such as mean, median, mode, standard deviation. We have discussed about this. We have actually not discussed, but yes, we have read about this. We have calculated this mean, median, mode, standard deviation, frequency distributions in school. 8th, 9th, we used to do this, and stats. So this provides a snapshot of current workforce metrics and trends. They are really simple. Next is exploratory data analysis. Explore HR data visually and analytically to identify patterns, relationships, and outliers. Okay, so this technique, such as we can say data visualization, scatter plots, histograms, and correlation analysis, help uncover insights and trends. Now yes, definitely if you have studied statistics, then yes, you can relate with these things. The scatter plots, histograms, correlation analysis we used to do, and yes, this correlation we used to do in economics as well. So next, again, this is statistical analysis. Apply statistical methods and tests to analyze relationships between HR variables, such as, again, that is regression analysis, ANOVA, that is analysis of variance, chi-square test, and t-test. This was in stats. This helps validate hypotheses and identify significant predictors of outcomes. Don't get worried, or don't get fear about these words, chi-square test, t-test, histograms, what they're talking about. No, you don't have to fear. Like there are a lot of apps, and there are a lot of trainings nowadays where you can judge this, and basically you can analyze this very easily. Okay, after training. So this is not a big thing, or this is not a thing to fear upon. Okay, next is predictive analytics. This is not a tough thing. You should not get worried about this listening these words. Next is predictive analytics. So utilize predictive modeling techniques to forecast future HR trends, outcomes, and behaviors based on historical data. Again, historical data is history, data from past. So this may include attrition prediction, workforce demand forecasting, and performance prediction models. As the name suggests, predictive analytics. We have to predict regarding the future based on what? We have past data. Okay. Next is interpretation and insights. So interpret the findings of HR data analysis in the context of organizational goals. Yes. We are not interpreting it just for passing time. We have to do it for our organization. Okay, and yes, those challenges, the strategies. So translate data insights into actionable recommendations for HR decision makers and organizational leaders. We have to be strict about this. We are not analyzing it just for we don't have anything to do, let's analyze this data. Why we are analyzing? We don't know the purpose. No, we have to align it with the organizational goals. Why I'm doing it? What is the purpose? Interpret it only if it's required. Okay, next is using analytics for workforce planning. Yes, this is important. Okay, how we can do it while workforce planning. For workforce planning actually, so demand forecasting, yes, use predictive analytics to forecast future workforce demand based on factors such as what? Business growth projections, turnover rates, retirement trends, and expansion plans. Okay, we have to do workforce planning. So yes, demand forecasting is important. Next is supply analysis. So assess the current supply of talent within the organization. What is the supply? We need to analyze it, including what? Internal talent pools, external hiring sources, and contingent workforce options. That's important. Next is gap analysis. We need to identify gaps between projected workforce demand and supply to determine hiring needs, skill shortages, succession plan priorities, and talent development strategies. Next is scenario planning. Conduct scenario analysis to evaluate different workforce planning scenarios such as yes, best case, worst case, most likely scenarios to inform decision making and risk management strategies. Next is optimization strategies. Again, develop workforce optimization strategies to align staffing levels, skills, and capabilities with organizational objectives, budget constraints, and marketing dynamics. Okay, so yes, this is all for the day, and in the next session we are going to discuss about the predictive analytics. So if it's helpful, please do let me know in the comment section. Till next video, all the very best. Stay happy, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.